3, 2, 1.
Well, hello guys, and Merry Christmas. This has been an amazing year. It's been an amazing year for all of us. We started this community about 10 months ago, and it has been an epic ride, especially with you guys. Considering all the milestones we have reached, I just thought I'd do a quick rewind. Starting as Crowolf Gaming over 10 months ago, around February, we have reached a few milestones. First of all, we reached the amazing milestone of buying ourselves a dedicated box, which means that we can utilize and generate nearly unlimited servers and services. The second huge milestone we achieved was reaching 150 people on our Steam group, and now we're reaching out for 1,000. Considering that we have had a good time, there has been moments of both grief and problems. We lost a few good partners and some really shitty ones, not mentioning names. The best thing that must have happened is the amazing player base on Jailbreak and Prophunt also reaching for the same on TTT and Ark Survival Evolved. We are planning on opening several more servers as a new and improved DarkRP and Minecraft. I want to take this opportunity to really thank you guys. You've done an amazing job helping us make an amazing community. Not just a community, but a family. You might be laughing now. A family, right? What the fuck? To be honest, the only thing I really worry about, and my most precious thing in life at this very moment, is the community, my staff, and not to mention my best friends. These last few months has been amazing, generating over 150 quid a month, and always having full servers. We also got rid of the people in the community we didn't need, and we got new staff members, which I'm really glad for. And I do welcome any new staff members to our family, because you are actually our family now. You guys are really amazing, and me, James, and Luke can't thank you enough. Me and James have been talking a lot about how to thank you guys over the past few months, and making a video like this was honestly the best idea we had. We thought about giving games or Steam gift cards, but in reality that's something you all can afford, and a lot of you already has a lot of games. So we thought making a video on which we thank you would be the best. You guys are now a part of my family, my community, and my staff team. As gay as it sounds, I do really love you guys more than anything. Thank you guys, and Merry Christmas.
Alright, what's up you bunch of fucktards, and cheers for all your money. You guys have actually made me able to buy shit for my family for this Christmas. But now, on a serious note, I'd really like to thank you. Just due to the fact that you guys have done so much this year for us. We've managed to hit the milestone of 150 people in the Steam group, like Emil said. We've managed to get ourselves a dedicated box, but we all know what really brought that on. The problem with that, VAU. So, as we always say, hashtag blame Chris. Because it's his fault that we had to actually get one in the first place, because he's like, oh, we've got the best fucking machines in the world! Yes, I know I used to work for them, but I don't now. I run my own business, leave me alone. And guess what? There's no lag. But yeah, with everything that you guys have done this year to support us through it, I honestly can't put it into words. You guys have helped me get better at my computing skills, from Linux to a bit of web development, but I usually leave that to Emil because, you know, he's a fag and wants to do it all the time. But yeah, through everything that I've learned over the year from you guys, as well as stuff that I already knew, I've been able to open my hosting company for the servers, like I said. But you've also all become quite good friends, which is kind of gay, because, you know, most of you like 13, 14, and I'm 24. It's kind of weird. But with that, one of my best friends has generally got to be Ace, even if he's a Swedish Jew. Because
I'm not Swedish.
I told you I was just going to be abused. But yeah, with everything you guys have done, I can't wait to see what we'll get done next year. Like Ace said in his, we have got plenty of ideas. I believe we'll have the money to support doing any of it, as well as the support from you guys. That's as much as I can be asked to say because I've gone off my speech because, I'm not good at reading. Leave me alone.
That's very well. Very well.
Right. It's Luke's turn now.
Go on. Go ahead, Nova.
My nose is a little bit fucked up, mate. Oh boy. Right, should I start?
Go ahead.
Okay, my eye hurts. Hi guys, this is Nova from Phoenix Networks, and this is my amazing face reveal. Don't you love it? And this is just a moment to thank all of you guys. You guys have been absolutely amazing to me, Emil and James, and together we've built something me and the other partners couldn't have imagined we would reach by this time. Our targets are already high and we keep on reaching them. Everything is going brilliantly, and if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. So I really want to thank each and every one of you for building this community together and being here. You guys are amazing.
Well done. Well done.
My hand hurts.
Well, guys, now that we have a few moments to just kind of discuss all of this shit, this has really been, what can I say, amazing. Like James said, we've learned a lot.
Yeah.
You've learned a lot about Linux and development in general, and so have I, obviously. If you take a look at my first webpage for Cryolf Gaming and compare that to the current webpage, you can clearly see that my designing skills and development skills have improved, as well as...
Was the first Cryo one
Yes,
back on
it
VAU?
was. Yeah,
I
that
remember
it didn't look too bad, but compared to the one we have now, it looked shit, essentially. And also, during this entire time, when I started the community, the only thing I knew how to do was like set up a dark RP. That's like all I knew about doing communities in general. And then I had like moral and so on, and I had ideas, which I couldn't have done without you guys, obviously. With the community and with you, James, and Nova, obviously. We had Rage. He did a really good job in the beginning, but unfortunately he's not with us anymore. I don't really know how to go about with Rage, because he kind of left off with Pablo and them. So I think that was kind of for the better, in my opinion anyway.
I've got a feeling he'll be more active at the moment because Pablo's all got banned when the team speak got redone last time, and they've all been on. And I think Rage has, but he's not talked.
Well, I don't even think he knows he's not in the community management anymore.
No,
He knows, alright.
Yeah, I think.
Well, we could go talk to him, but I don't know if I really want to. At the moment anyway, we can see in the future what we do, but at the moment I think it's enough with me, you, and Nova anyway. Especially considering that Nova
Plus,
is
we've got-
becoming more active. That's great, Nova.
And not sexually active people.
James, please help me. James is a pervert. He's got his van outside, and if I
Shut
don't,
up!
But please.
If I could look you in the
Help!
eyes right now, you would see fear.
But seriously, this entire thing has just been fucking amazing. When I started the community, I wanted something bigger than we are now, but I've realized that getting big takes time, a lot of time. And that's probably the most valuable lesson I've had during this community, how to kind of manage everything and seeing how people work together and how motivation kind of makes people thrive for something. It's really amazing to see.
Yeah, it's like when we were back at VAU, I was doing everything that I could to try and keep you guys with them. And
Yeah. I do
I've
remember
read
that though. I
I've
do
read
remember
it.
it. You told me like, well, we're fixing the servers tonight, so you shouldn't be lagging, so please stay with us. And I'm like, okay, this guy seems really nice. And me and you go on and conversating and everything. Considering that I worked with VAU as well, that's how me and you got to know each other. I don't know if everyone knows that, but I did work for VAU for a brief month or so, maybe two. I didn't really do anything. I didn't really do anything because Chris is a dick. I think that's the best thing to say. He hired me as a web
He is.
developer / designer, and he's like, yeah, I need a new logo and I need a new web page. And I'm like, okay, I'll see what I can do. I made a web page, I made a logo. He didn't like either of them, but ended up
Nope.
copying my web page and adding a few different things to it. That's essentially what he did, and then he fired me. Or actually, he had James fire me. That's really funny.
Yeah.
One of my good friends had to fire me, and a few months later.
Yeah, but back then we weren't massively friendly. But then it was literally, I think it was about a month after that. I was like, "Is your offer still open for me to
Yeah,
join?"
you did.
And
Yeah,
I joined.
because you at the current time you had a community as well. Most people probably don't know this story,
Yeah.
but you had a community which wasn't doing as well. Like it was doing good at times, but then you were kind of going downhill, I suppose. You were missing out on the activeness of staff, which we have obviously. And so I kind of considered, wow. My English hasn't improved. That's one thing I can say.
It has.
One of the main things was back then that I brought, I think it was 5 servers along. I brought my VAU staff benefit server and 4 servers in the US, which unfortunately were shut down as well.
That was probably the main reason why I wanted you on the team for servers, actually.
I had
you had servers. We didn't have a lot of money, and also I kind of realized that you are a great developer, and that has obviously improved even more during the time here with Phoenix, in my opinion anyway. When we first opened the Linux dedicated box, you were like, yeah, I can do this. Not everything was perfect. You knew a few commands and you knew how to set up things basically, but because Chris kind of taught you how to do the basic things, but you have come to...
No, you didn't teach me anything. I literally had to Google all my stuff.
Chris is a dick. So everyone can hear.
The most he's the. Just seriously, if anyone ever sees Chris, you just go #blame Chris.
Go ahead.
Chris is a dick.
What are you talking about?
No, I'll read it when I get home from my vacation or whatever. He was going to a hut or something. I don't fucking care what happened.
Africa.
And I sent him my application and
he's going
and then
to
he
the
hired me essentially, and I were introduced to the VAU staff team, which was where I met James. And we started just conversating, essentially. Really sad.
Yeah. Because I was the one. I'm the one that literally had to train.
Yeah, you kind of did in everything except like development, I guess. But you trained me in the chat.
Well, no. I trained you. I trained you how to do custom services.
Yeah, you did. You told me what to do, and I was like, James, this isn't what the client is asking for. And you're like, yeah, but Chris wants us to do this way. Essentially, the client was like, I want a car dealer, and I want cars, and I want jobs. And I'm like, okay, I can do this, no problem. Then James is like, no, you're not supposed to do that, because he didn't specify exactly what he wanted. And I'm like, but he says a car dealer. And James is like, yeah, but he didn't give us a car dealer, so what are you supposed to do? And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do then? James is like, well, you set up ULX quickly, you add 1 or 2 ranks, and you add a like decent job, because he had a job list of the jobs he wanted, and he wanted like thieves and mayors and so on. And I'm like, yeah, okay, should I set up the entire system? And James was like, no, we only specifically asked for a thief job, not what follows the thief job. And I'm like, whoa, okay. If you want to do it this way, not my problem. I was really angry about that though. That was bullshit.
How do you think I feel?
Yeah,
I have to do them because no one else did anyway.
Bullshit. Because like, considering now that you're with us and you know our moral and how we do stuff, that kind.
No. It wasn't. That isn't what changed it all for me. It's more the fact that if I went and did the extra work for Chris, he'd get pissed off because 9 times out of 10, 2 weeks later they'd leave because of the service being so shit. So there was no point in me putting 2 hours, 3 hours to a day's work in.
Yeah, I understand. Fucking hell, Chris. Oh. He's just such a dick.
Wasn't the VAU a pile of wank?
It is. It still is.
Is it still up?
Yeah, you're still up.
Yeah,
You just lost James and me, essentially. Oh. And the funny thing is that now that we're you, essentially, I'm not really a part of that, but Polar is doing better than VAU. Which is really funny. Really funny.
Considering he said you guys will never...
Essentially, you're taking his clients now, so...
Yeah. we have. I've taken Shorim off him. And the only thing he's got left on there is a yearly web subscription for his community. and then his silver hosting went to me because now we host
Yeah.
on the box. Your web hosting went to the box. All the servers went to the box.
So everything is just great at the moment. Obviously, we're going to have to expand later, getting a new dedicated box with more power, maybe over at OVH. That's something we're going to have to consider in the future. Maybe we open a new box only for Polar. We'll see how we do that.
That's what I think I'm going to do because we've got a lot of servers on there now, and it is really starting to get to the limit of it. And it's like, if I chuck anything else on it, servers in the start.
Obviously, we could get another dedicated box with Nitrous. Possible.
That's what I was thinking because if I do it that way, I can do internal transfers a lot quicker. But do another server with them at the same time. Not like to be fair, we've not had a single issue of downtime.
True. That is
with
true. It only
Nitrous.
took a few days to actually set the dedicated box up and getting everything to run properly, and then we had some chan issues and so on, but you know, we figured it out.
Yeah. And now we've got 3 TS bots, web hosting, game hosting, you name it, we've got it. Okay, no, we've got VPN certificates now.
We're really doing good. I really think so.
So, yeah. What do you have
What
to
do
say?
I have to
Nola?
say? Well, it's been a fucking hell of a ride, hasn't it? Shall we point out the people who've left the community? Clouds!
Wait, people have left.
Clouds! Oh.
I don't think the community actually knows about this story, but essentially,
Oh, wait, yeah. No one does other than... I
no.
don't even think that
Essentially,
happens.
this could be a small reveal. Tom, Jill, and Clouds were supposed to be coming back to do a new Dark RP. They were getting a third chance in a Dark RP. James didn't really want to do it, but I thought, okay, if Tom wants the opportunity, considering that he's a community manager and everything, I'm going to give it to him. So we gave them the opportunity. We helped them make documents, and we helped them set up servers, essentially, or a server plan. A few days ago, a week ago, something like that, Tom came on TeamSpeak and he's like, hey, can we talk? Can we talk about the Dark RP? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Do you want to set it up now? And he's like, yeah, but I only want to talk to you, not to James. And I'm like, what's the problem with James? And he's like, no, I only want to talk to you. So we go in Steam web chat, essentially, and we start talking. I'm not going to go to the full depths of this, but essentially it ended up with Tom and Clouds wanting to make their own community because they wanted to make
Unity servers.
Unity servers.
That's
Essentially, what they
want.
want to do,
The name that
they
he
want to
suggested.
make a community that's different than Phoenix Networks. They want to make a name of themselves, take a different path. And I'm just sitting here now thinking, well, Phoenix isn't like any other community, but what is it that Unity or Tom and Clouds think that they can add to their community which is different from what we have? Because most communities out there are like, yeah, okay, we need money to keep the server up, and we need some money to put in our pockets and buy some add-ons, and that's about it. Whilst we're sitting here wanting to make a community which will eventually turn into a family, a community that you can join and you want to stay in the community. Most people here know about Bread from Jailbreak, and he kind of pointed this out to me. Most communities have it where you join and you move on after a while. That's very normal. In this community, that hasn't happened a lot. Most people that joined this community actually stayed. At least a few of you guys did. The only one that I can think of that were a really big part of the community must have been Bread, and he moved on, essentially, and that's just how he rolls. But most people that join Phoenix stays, and I'm really grateful for that, and I hope we can achieve to get even more people joining and staying, because that's what we want to do. Get rid of toxicness, get rid of anything that makes people feel uncomfortable in the community, essentially. I think we're doing really great on that front.
Yeah, we definitely are.
We are something different, in my opinion, anyway. I don't know how the community sees this. For me, being community owner and everything, I see stuff a bit differently than how the players do and the staff team do, because I only sit on the top watching down on everyone, and I only see half of what's actually going on now, anyway.
No, I know exactly what you mean. If I get called onto jailbreak, I come on and say, "The fuck am I supposed to do? I don't know how to manage you lot. You lot have got your own way of doing stuff."
So that's kind of something we've figured out a way to do it. Essentially, how we do it now is that we only conversate with the owners, possibly all the way down to head of staff. And then we have the global meetings, obviously. The global meetings aren't really to do any kind of management. That's just for information, informing you guys about stuff that happens, if we're opening a new server, if we have a big issue that we just need to discuss with the entire community itself. That's what we use global meetings for. And I think that's possibly the biggest kind of difference between Phoenix Networks or the management of Phoenix Networks and how other communities manage their community. Because they don't really do global meetings, as far as I'm concerned anyway. They do global meetings between owners, maybe.
They'll do staff meetings and shit like that, but they don't invite other community members in.
Yeah, but not only that, like in the past communities I've been in, they've done staff meetings, but not with trial mods and all the way up to owner from all the servers. They only do owner, co-owner, and let's say head of staff from each server. That's the normal way of doing it. Whilst we do everyone, players, trial mods, trusted players, and all the way up to owner. And the reason we do that is because we love input. We love to hear from you guys and figure out what you guys want us to do, especially when it comes to opening a server or doing a name change or what you guys generally just think about the webpage or forums. And that's essentially what we do to maintain the quality, essentially, of the community, in my opinion.
No, I agree, because if we've sort of learned some of it when I was here on one of ours, because everyone was on leave or being lazy, just chatting girls on Skype and shit. But we sort of learned that.
Sorry, what was that?
No, it's alright, mate. We're on about what makes us different to other communities.
Go on, James.
Yeah. But no, we sort of learned that if I did some of the stuff I was doing, that was kind of structural or image changing or changing the look of stuff of when Ace was away, some of you didn't like, some of you did, and then some of you genuinely didn't care. 9 times out of 10, though, people would eventually say something, or I'd find out through one or the other. So the one thing I know that we need to sort of change is we need to stop chatting amongst ourselves if we've got a problem. You need to kind of talk to us sometime. Well, that's the only thing that kind of ticks me off about as well. If I've got a problem, I say it all to your face. I'll just get rid of someone who's got a problem with.
That might be because people in the community range from the age of 12 to 16-ish. And when you're down to that age, being honest and just facing people can be very hard. And we can understand that, both me and James, obviously, me being 18 and James being 24 and everything. That's very understandable that you guys might not feel comfortable confronting people. But if you do that, everything gets so much better. Everything is just perfect if you do that, because it's easier to actually handle something instead of saying shit behind each other's backs and shit. You just go straight to the person you have a problem with and you say exactly what you mean. And hopefully the guy on the other end is gonna be
mature enough?
Mature about it. Yeah, thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Well, okay. I did.
Very well, Luke. Very well.
Yeah, very well. See, I should handle player issues.
Go for it. That takes a hell of a lot of work.
I'll do it. Like, I'll handle arguments and that, because everyone in this community loves me. That's probably the biggest lie.
What does Jack say to you every time you...
Nova's the most amazing community manager, and there's definitely not a fat shit.
Yeah.
That.
He calls me that as well. You call me that as well, and I call you that, so... What can I say? Well, yeah. We are...
Wait, that's the thing. Should we make Jack Frost an advisor?
Oh, I could kill myself.
It could work, but I I think it
don't
would be
think it
too
would.
much racism, and I don't know. I'm sorry, Jack, but you are really awesome, and I really love having you in the community.
Yeah.
But you have kind of this. You have this. Yeah,
Toxicity.
exactly.
Hates.
You have this, just like your general way of talking is kind of toxic. Although I said previously that we want to
Just
get rid of
imagine-
anything that's toxic, you're the kind of toxic that's just funny. Most people can handle it,
He's
but
fucking
totally.
hilarious.
it's like, Jack Frost called me a fat cunt, and I'm just sitting there. But that's Jack Frost. You have to expect that from him. He's like, yeah, that's how he
That's what I
is.
say to everyone. Plus, he's not the one reporting.
That's
everyone
true.
at the moment, but is that just
I've
because
had
we've got
one
rid of
report.
Alex?
I'm not going to take that in publicity.
No, make it public. That's what this is what we're going to do weekly now.
Yeah,
When a report gets made, we're going to make it public, and that person's going to be.
that would have been really funny if we actually did. Moving on, I think we should possibly talk about a few of the things that's actually happened, like Captain Dinosaur's promotion, obviously. That's something
Yeah,
we should really
that'd
talk
be-
about.
Because we didn't really cover
Not
it in the
well
last
enough.
meeting.
I kind of just
that well.
announced it in a minor way, but essentially Captain has been with us since our second month or something like that with Cryo of Gaming, maybe even during the first month. I'm not really sure when he joined, but he's been with us
He was in
before you. He was in
Yeah, he was in before me. So who'd have been in? I came in about 3
something like
months
that. He's been
in.
at least he's been with us for an extremely long time, and he just came up to me in Dark RP and he's like, "Hey, Ace, are you the owner?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the managing partner," which was what we called my title back then. And I'm like, "What can I help you with?" And he's like, "I have this jailbreak server, and I want to show it to you." And I'm like, "Okay, go ahead." And he puts it on a local host. Oh shit! He puts it on his local host.
And that's when we first got
And I
his
joined
IP.
his server, and I got his IP. Yeah, no, I'm just joking. I joined his server, and I'm like, whoa, this is actually really good. And he's like, can you help me host this? I don't want any money. I just want this server because I love doing jailbreak. And I immediately thought, this guy knows what it's all about. Money is a huge deal. Not even to us, it's not a huge deal, even though we have these contracts and shit where we can, essentially, if me and James and Nova wanted to now, we could take some money and split it out and so on, but we don't want to do that because we want all the money to go into the community and be spent on dedicated boxes, web hosting, scripts, anything that we feel we need to buy.
It's predominantly scripts into it at the moment. It's like for the new website, we spent about 20 quid
On the
it,
web?
didn't we? Just for some of the add-ons and widgets and stuff for you.
Well, I don't think we spent that much, but we spent a few quid, yeah. I think maybe 10-15 quid.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad. But then again, considering all the money we do have, sometimes we do spend it
Well, yeah.
on things that are really necessary. We haven't done that in a while, but in the beginning, one of the first things we actually spent money on that wasn't with any servers or anything was headphones for Nova. Because he had
Sounds
really
like a
shitty
low
headphones.
job.
I don't even think he had headphones. He had just like shitty earphones
I can
or
tell
whatever.
you exactly what I had. So I did have a headset, but you'd see it had been like someone's got a baseball bat and whacked it about 10 times full pelt, because half of it, like what the earplug with the fucking microphone on it, snapped off, and it just had the wire hanging out. So I had to sellotape it to my desk, and I had to lean over like a fucking giraffe, fucking Down syndrome, you know. And I was just like, and it just fucking ruined the quality. And then I'll
Yeah.
try and speak in game, and people would just look at me like I'm some sort of like Satanist. I don't know.
Essentially.
I thought you were going to say.
Well,
retard.
everyone knows that he's a retard, so he doesn't need to point
Oh,
out the obvious.
that's true. I can't deny.
Well, anyway, we do spend money sometimes on things that are necessary. We don't do this to people really low in the ranks, like trial mods and so on, but I think we would be able to do it for like owners if there was something they really need. But
we're not getting everyone a GTX.
Yeah, no,
1080
that's
though.
I'm sorry, that's not going to happen at this very moment anyway. As most of you know, me and James are planning on opening a company. We just haven't figured out what we want to do, how we want to do it, and what the name is going to be. Maybe we open a company and put Phoenix Networks under that company. Who knows? We'll figure that out eventually. But by then, we might start hiring people, or we might start sharing more money eventually. We'll see, depending on how much we make and what we do and so on. I can't really say that, yeah, I'm going to give all of you 100 quid a month just for being staff. I can't say that because I have no idea how much we'll make. It's impossible to say.
And if you ever did say that, I'm going to start calling you Chris.
Because Chris Kendall, when I joined VAU, he was like, yeah, no one's getting paid at the moment, but in a few months, people most likely will get paid. And I'm like, okay, I guess I can work for free just to get some portfolio, I suppose, but okay.
Then a month later he got fired, and 2 months after I started getting paid, but no one else did.
Yeah, essentially.
Because that's how companies work that aren't corrupt.
Chris Kendall.
Chris Kendall is a dick. No, but seriously, I don't want to promise anything, even though I have promised something like this in the past when we were Cryolf Gaming. I don't want to promise anything because I don't want to get your hopes up and then suddenly just saying, no, that's not going to happen. That's too much of a dick move, so I'm just going to not promise anything right now. But I can promise that we are opening a company, but what we do with that company, if we hire anyone or not, I'm not going to say anything about that at the moment anyway. That's the funny thing though. Everything in our community, Polar Servers, is self-sustaining.
Yep.
Completely self-sustaining.
Even if donations aren't made to the target, which is £77.14 every month. I've got it on a notepad next to me. Me and Ace are more than happy to chip in. Plus, we've also got Polar Servers, which backs it up.
Yeah. So essentially, we're now making around £150-200 a month on Phoenix, and about the same on Polar Servers. And then we have me and James being able to chip in, and then we have James's co-owner of Polar also being able to chip in. So we kind of have 5 opportunities essentially, or let's like this looks better. 5 opportunities.
Also like that.
If Phoenix fails, then you have Polar. If Polar fails, then you have James's co-owner. If he fails, then you have James. If James fails, then you have me.
Yeah.
Not in that exact order, but you get me. So we have 5 possibilities of keeping the servers up. So everything is essentially self-sustaining. And the last time any of us had to chip in must have been around the time you bought the dedicated box.
I think it was a month or so after that. The first month, technically VAU paid for the first month. Because that was my first paycheck.
Well, yeah.
Oh, paycheck.
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, the first month I paid for the full thing. The second month, I believe you guys.
No, I think
was it me and you, or it was me and you. And then after that, I think you had to chip in, and after that, it's been self-sustaining.
Yeah, something like that. So we've been self-sustaining for a few months essentially, maybe 3-4 months, something like that, and that's really great. We wouldn't been able to do that without you guys. That's the main thing I have to say here. So since me, James, and Luke in our speeches said thank you, I just want to say thank you again, because seriously, this wouldn't be anything without you whatsoever. Like, me and James and Luke could have done a Dark RP or any other game mode, but it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been as big as this.
But what's the point in having a server with no one on?
Exactly.
Essentially, yeah.
But that's why it is one of the reasons why I shut down so many of the servers when Ace was away. It's like, well, that's not doing anything. That's not doing anything. That's literally just you guys not even doing anything on it. It's just a server. So I'm going to close them down because one, what's the point in having 12 servers in our name where only 2 of them are actually using getting players?
I think that's something we have to talk about as well, actually.
What, closing servers down?
No, the fact that we only have 2 servers that are doing really well. Because mainly Jailbreak is the one funding the servers at the moment.
Jailbreak is the one funding the servers. It has been this month so far, at least.
Yeah, anyway.
Prop Hunt gets plenty of players, but it's not a bad thing that I don't get donations. It really doesn't matter to me.
It's not like we're
because
going to
it's
shut you
always
down
full.
because of it. It's,
Yeah.
it's not like we're going to shut you down because of it. I can say that, but
We can't shut down a server that's getting players. That's
No.
that's what I said to Owen.
But what I've always been saying as well, since the beginning, even when we were Crowolf Gaming, I said we want to make a community where we can have all servers, all the game modes, all the games, as many servers as possible. And that is what we're going to do. But without the money to do it, we can't do it. So at the moment, we can't really just give out free servers, because that way we won't be able to pay for the box. So the first, let's say 5, maybe 6 servers has to bring in some kind of money. At least
we have to be able to self-sustain it. That's all
Yes.
we're saying.
And once it's self-sustaining completely, and we know 100% it is, that's when we can start giving out servers to people that we trust, essentially. I don't want to give servers out to just random people, of obvious
Yeah,
reasons.
it's like Jack's not going to get one.
No, but you guys get me. I'll give a server to anyone who has a complete idea and can explain me why it will work and how they will get players and why they're different and why they want to be with Phoenix and not open something of their own. That's the thing.
This is why in my document next on my other screen, which basically has everyone's nulled IPs and server IDs and shit like that, I've got in there that it says new servers are now paid monthly, because we need to make sure that server is going to stay up. Because what's the point in giving you a free server and then 3 weeks later you're like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. So, well, we've just wasted X and X on this and that. If you can't self-sustain it, there's no point. But this brings me on to the point of Prop Hunt. Owen originally got that server himself, hosted from Nitrous as well, and it was just full. From the moment he bought it and put the game mode on and turned it on, it was full. And I went on and I was like, do you want to move this over to Phoenix? I think we were Phoenix back then. Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we were.
And it was like, why? And I was like, well, I can host it for you. Well, we can host it. It won't cost you anything. And you'll still have full access and do whatever you want on it. Plus you'll have the extra support from us lot. And since then, it's now still getting players every single day. It's got extra add-ons which you would have never been able to get as easily as he has now.
Yeah.
Granted, he is the top donator of the... Well, since the donator store had been moved over, he's the top donator.
Yeah, him and
he's,
Jack Frost, essentially.
Well, yeah.
Considering all the donations we've retrieved from Jack.
Well, yeah, if I show him your script fodder account, I'm pretty sure that's Jack.
That's something actually I want to talk about as well. Why would anyone want to open a server with us? Apart from the fact that we have like a community with a lot of players and we have moral and we have a dedicated box and no lag and so on. We have scripts.
We have half a grand's worth of, over half a grand, because I'm getting on for 100 in mine.
That's like, James has script fodder account with a few scripts. I have a script fodder account with scripts worth nearly $600, right? That's insanely much. So I have all these scripts. Plus, I can develop scripts with the help of some developers from Script Fodder, obviously. I do have a few friends there now. Considering all the scripts I've bought and all the supports I've been having to get, I've made a few friends.
The lack of leaking.
The lack of leaking.
Still can't believe he did that.
Fucking hell.
He's the one person I don't actually have an IP for.
Yeah. Oh, we used to have it.
It might still be on the box.
Maybe.
But yeah, honestly though, guys, I think we're going to need to end it here because we're getting on for an hour in recording.
Yeah, I think this is going to be enough. Obviously, you can cut out a few things and edit it if you need to do that. But
is it over?
No, we're still recording.
I'm thinking, I just want to say thank you and Merry Christmas to all of you. And I really hope that you will stay with us for the next year and the year after that and after that, because we're not planning on going anywhere. We're going to stay.
The only time we'll go down is if someone takes us down.
Yes.
And they've literally got to come out and kill us all.
TG tried and, well, let's just say that didn't end too well.
No, it didn't.
Werewolf came and have tried to take us down, but they failed.
What?
Yeah.
Them? Oh my god.
There is
We've
no
had
one that can take us down except if me and
Nitrous.
James has a huge issue. Or if
Nitrous is
Nitrous.
the only one that can really take us down.
Essentially. But if me and you had a massive argument, that could cause some shit to happen. But most likely, that will never happen.
Nah, because he's Swedish, so you can't argue.
I'm Norwegian. Everyone needs to understand that I'm Norwegian. Okay, I'm not Swedish. I can speak Swedish. I can understand Swedish. Well,
Right. But
anyway,
no,
thank you guys and Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
thank you very much, guys, and I hope you have a lovely Christmas as well.
Me too. Merry Christmas, guys.
Shut up, Nova.